Education. What is that? Something. It kind of happens naturally through your whole life. You learn something new almost every day. If you remember that you learned something new, education is a long game. It's something you keep building upon. Your understanding of whatever your passion is. It's a hobby, it's cooking, it's gardening. So it's almost as if there is two worlds here in America. It's hard to watch and understand what this disconnect is, this break is. And it's almost a break in reality itself. Some people view this world as other than real, as other than natural history built upon generations and eons in time that are hard to comprehend. But without that comprehension, you can't understand the importance, the relative risks that run through our lives. So it's hard to watch television. I turned off cable television almost a decade ago. I tried to watch the Maddows of the world that present with reasonable intelligence, and yet even there seems a bias or an avoidance in topics that maybe should be covered, and a focus on things that, well, that's just one pick on. And yet there are very good news presenters. I'm not talking about entertainment. This is news. This is the real world that goes on around us and information about it, and we just aren't getting it. If you look through my videos, I talk about big data, data people can't comprehend. We throw away information from some of these experiments that is of huge, high value, or could be. We discard it. All those zeros and ones just disappear into nowhere because we don't have the resources to analyze what it could mean. My assessment of LIGO is they are throwing away Earth-facing information. They are forced to, because the amount of information collected in time is too large for our human storage systems right now. Either personal storage up here or digital storage somewhere off there in the other realm of human memories. So this disconnect, this is huge. This is destroying the nation. There is a wealth of people that have worked and understand how maybe the tin cans on our shelves get along. Not the people that buy them. Lord knows I'm the person's side of this. But how that can gets on the shelf. How clean is the can? How clean is the food in and out of it? We irradiate food. There are companies that sell food radiation equipment for mass export business because the food coming from those countries is suspect or has disease or animals on it. We gas foods to kill all of the organisms on the outside of the food. It's a bromine gas, I believe. These are things we do. These are massive things we do for good reasons. When people learn about them, they go crazy. Instead of saying, how do we do this better because we need to do this, it's tear it down. Behind this is the challenge of folks with faith, is this need within some belief systems that the Middle East was the cradle of humanity. It was a piece. It was in the story of the many pieces of humanity, and a few 100,000 years before the Middle East, before humans had words, we were spread across this globe. And that's hard to fathom for some people. It's hard to accept because of an education very focused. Let's call it siloed. Let's call it a closed, gated community that talks among themselves, maybe a bit too much, maybe encourages the wrong things within the community. That's why Bernie's voice is so important, and the momentum that Bernie's voice has. COVID won't break that. COVID proves the need for Bernie's voice. Why people should struggle with health care and make a decision over a car payment versus dying, over a rent payment versus dying, over a pitiful job that you have to keep with no benefits, with one medical bill that will eat up all of your disposable income. So, there you go. Public education, the reason for it is socialization and some level of common understanding of the world around us. If that public education is done in private, excellent. Vote. This is the only true remedy we have, is to make voting work. What's the alternative to this voting idea? Hands up, happy hands in the town square? Step it up, folks. Step it up. Peace is out. Loves and burritos.